and this way it actually gives me a chance to. Oh,
3, 2, 1.
Yo, 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 what up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. That's right, Sports Talk with the super fans. We are chilling out with the crew. Who do we have today's edition? We got a guy who's walked the walk, man. He talks the talk. It is Coach Tosco. And as always, faithful producer, Crack AV, fearless host, Danny BMD, and me, of course, your amateur hype man, super fan. We are talking sports on Texas. Go ahead and take it away, Dan. Jinx him, bro. Should have worn the jersey, man.
We're going to hear about the Spurs tomorrow, so come on.
So we were enjoying our favorite food group, and yeah, we saw them.
It wasn't enough.
What's up, fellas? Doing great on this lovely Tuesday evening. Got some crazy weather here down in South Texas. So those of you viewers out there, careful with those wet roads, the inclement weather. But doing great. Currently watching the Washington-Boston play-in tournament. It's crazy. I can't say who's winning, but it's pretty entertaining.
Just say what color jersey it is. You're good.
That basketball is orange. That's all I can say.
Of course, everybody loves me. I'm doing good, man. Like Superfan Art said, ready for this NBA playoffs. I'm actually enjoying the hockey NHL playoffs also. They've been real fun this weekend, and that just started. And but it's playoff time. It's playoff season. NHL, NBA. It's a fun time. Fun thing is that it lasts for like 2 months. So we have 2 months worth of entertainment, and excited for that.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Nice.
Something like that.
Well, going back to hockey, if the Stars aren't in it, I'm not really interested.
Yeah,
for
they
the
didn't.
Texas-based teams.
They were in it to try and make the playoffs, but they lost one important game towards the end and cut them out.
It's going pretty good. Just hanging out. I was making some money earlier, and it's good to be with you guys on a rainy afternoon, evening here in Texas.
Nice. I like that enthusiasm, man. Heard you got a lot of crazy sound effects you're ready to unleash on the world.
Oh, it was bad. South Laredo is all beat up, man. Roofs were. I'm
Yeah,
fine. I mean, it rained throughout the whole city. The storm was pretty bad last night, but South Laredo really got hit hard. A lot of roofs went missing. There was a house burnt down because of the lightning hit the house.
Yeah.
Trees broke, fences fell. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it went on to Mexico, and Laredo is without like any sort of energy. So that continued on over there across the border. So yeah, it was pretty big. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad because up here, where I live, it was bad, but it was just, it was a storm, but yeah, but when it got further south, it picked up and it got pretty bad. So, but yeah, luckily, from what I've seen in the news, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of damage, but nobody was seriously hurt. So I think that's good. Doesn't sound great, but we'll take it.
Thank you very much, Dan. Like you said, we got quite a bit to cover with baseball. So Tosco is going to help me out with a good bit of it. We'll start out simply with some standings. With the start with the American League. Currently in the first place, we got the White Sox with a 25-15 record, followed by the Oakland A's, Boston Red Sox, Houston Astros, nice, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Flipping the script to the National League. You got San Francisco Giants as the number one spot, followed by the San Diego Padres, the St. Louis Cardinals, Los Angeles Dodgers, and the New York Mets. Now, with our Texas-based teams, which we're always looking at closely, those of you who tuned in this weekend, the Rangers had a pretty embarrassing series with the Astros. Pretty much dropped like all the games. They lost every single one of the games to the Astros. Currently, the Rangers are in the American League. They're pretty much in 12th place, and there's only 15 spots. So not very good, but there's room for improvement. They just recently had a very quality win against the New York Yankees. I think 5-2 was the score. They're currently playing today. Yeah, I can't really say what the score is today, but they're trying to bounce back. As for the Astros, they got a very tough test. They're playing the Oakland A's. Like I said, they're number 2 in the American League. Both pretty much that's like a very top. Both of them are top seeded teams. So it's a very favorable matchup, like power. Like a lot of, I want to say, as SA is like, not like the Lakers Clippers, if you were to like compare it to something, but it's a very,
you could say it's around there. I mean, they're divisional opponents, so and it's first place versus second place, and they're only behind by one game. So it's a big series. It's an important series, especially because Arturo, the Astros swept the A's. So the Astros and the A's actually started off the season playing each other. They played each other. I think it was a 3-game series. Then they each went and played somebody else, and then they played each other again, I think for like another 2 or 3 games, and the Astros swept them, beat them all. The Astros won all 6 games versus the A's. Nice. After that, the A's went on like a 13-game win streak, and the Astros started to fall off a little bit, and that's why the A's caught up. So right now, they're playing again, and these are the series that later on, they'll come back when, who's first, who's second? Well, the Astros beat them 6 times and the A's only won 3 times. And, that head-to-head record comes in. So these games right now are important, even though we're in May. Baseball season still has a long way to go. But, those are some important series. And it's a hell of a game to watch right now. That series is good to watch. So
like you said, it's a good like measuring up game with your same league rivals. So pretty much when the Rangers are done with the Yankees this week, and whatever the outcome with the Astros and the A's is going to be a rematch, another Texas rematch, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's see if the Rangers can at least win one of those games, to at least not get embarrassed.
Well,
But
I don't think the Rangers are even though the Rangers got rid of some of their key pieces, got rid of some of their players that have been there for a long time, they're not that far back. They're in the division. They're with the A's, the Astros, the Angels, the Mariners. It's a division that always is close together. They're never really separate. At least right now, yes, the Rangers are 6 games behind, but that's 6 games behind the Astros. So if they were to go in and if they were to beat the Astros 3 games, now they go from last place in the division to 3rd place in the division, and they're only going to be 2 games behind the Astros. So, one series can really switch up the standings, especially when you're going in against division foes. So, I mean, the Rangers, they did come off, like you said, came off that losing streak. And yesterday, they won against the Yankees. And but it's a quality win because they're going up against the best pitcher in the MLB right now, Garrett Cole, and they scored off of them, and it was awesome, and they were able to get the win, and it's going to be a good measuring contest for the Rangers to go up against the Yankees, see how they do the rest of these games in the series.
yeah, hopefully it boosts their confidence up a bit. Now moving on, I think one of the biggest storylines coming out of the weekend was that Albert Pujols signing that 1-year deal with the Dodgers. I mean, he's 41 years old. He's an all-star. From 2001 to 11, he was with the Cardinals, tore it up with them. And he continued his success from 2012 to 2021 with the Angels. So it was a big surprise. The Dodgers got him, considering they already got some star power with Clayton Kershaw and Mookie Betts in the outfield. So I guess in your opinion, how well is he going to fit with the Dodgers, considering his age?
I think they need him. They need him in a sense of his back because, like you said, he's 41 years old. He can only do minimal stuff on the outfield, playing defense. The thing is that he went to a National League team. He went to the Dodgers. That in itself is not really a good thing because in order for him to be playing, in order for him to swing the bat, he has to play. You have to throw him out in the outfield. You have to throw him at first base or third base because he's played both. He's played the outfield before. I doubt they're going to put him in the outfield now because I doubt he can run. And so it's a give and take. The Dodgers this year, they are in 3rd place. They're behind the Giants, who's one of the biggest surprises of the year. They're behind the Padres. They're in 3rd place. The Dodgers won the championship last year. They're not a 3rd place team, but they do have injuries. Corey Seager, their star shortstop, just broke his hand. Corey Bellinger, their outfielder, all-star, fractured his leg. So they do have some injuries at key spots. So, will his bat help out? Definitely. It will definitely help, especially in that lineup where he doesn't have to be the guy that has to produce the runs. With the Angels, they brought him in. Like you said, he tore it up with the Cardinals. They brought him in. He started turning it up with the Angels, but as the years go on, he gets older. The production slows down, and it may not be, before he was hitting 40, 50 home runs. Now he hits 20. Some people think, oh, that's a slump, but 20 home runs is still good in this league. So, the Dodgers do need those 20 home runs, but it's a give and take with being in the National League, and we'll see how much he has left in the tank because he's going to have to go out there and play the field. So we'll see if he still has it.
It'd be interesting to see what the Vegas odd makers have put the Dodgers in after that signing. I'm sure it was a drastic change. I guess flipping the script, we'll go to the team that Pujols just left, the Angels. 2 big storylines going on with them. Most notably, earlier today it was announced Mike Trout, he has a right calf strain. He'll be out for just maybe 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
On the flip side, they got some good offensive talent with Shohei Ohtani, their designated hitter. Currently, he leads the league in home runs with 13. He has an RBI of 32, which is tied with fourth place in the league. So they got a definite diamond in the rough with that guy. So I guess first we'll get your opinion on that Mike Trout situation.
It's sad. It's sad to see Mike Trout, and it's sad to see the situation he's in. Mike Trout, hands down, is the best baseball player in the world. And the thing is that he committed to the Angels. A couple of years ago, he had a chance to leave in free agency, and he committed. The Angels try to do good and bring in players to help them out. And they brought in, Pujols, and they brought in Anthony Rendon, and they brought in Justin Upton, and they brought in other guys, Andrelton Simmons, but it never seems to put together with the pitching. The pitching that the Angels have had a lot of, I don't want to say mistakes, but have had a lot of faults with their pitching. Even to some degree where last year, 2 years ago, one of their pitchers died by an overdose at Ranger Stadium while they were playing in Arlington. He was at the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years before that, another one of their pitchers died in a car accident. Years before that, another pitcher died in a car accident. These were all active pitchers. And whatever talent they did have, has come and gone. They go and they still can never put it together. And that's the one thing they're missing. And Mike Trout, we're seeing one of the greatest players to ever live wither away in the Angels. And now with this, that's really going to hurt the Major League Baseball, because he's the face of the league right now, and that's maybe something that not a lot of people know. And maybe a lot of people don't, think it's somebody else, but he's the face of MLB.
He's a household name, yeah.
And so him being hurt is really going to hurt the Angels, but it's going to hurt the MLB also. And, but like you said, they do have, like you said, diamond in the rough, but not so much in the rough anymore. He's already on that diamond. He's on that ring, ready to go. Shohei Ohtani is a star, superstar. Not only is he tearing it up as a DH, he's also starting pitcher. So he also pitches every fifth day, every fifth game. When he's not pitching, he's batting. So he's raking it up as a hitter, but also doing real well as a pitcher. So Ohtani is one of those two-way players that came over from Asia, and he's doing real well. He's becoming, or he already is, a bona fide superstar. And now that you bring him in, you bring in Trout, now it's like, okay, we got something going, and then this happens. But hopefully in a couple of weeks, like you said, 6 to 8 weeks, that's a lot. Hopefully, we'll be able to get Mike Trout back and to go along with Ohtani, and hopefully Ohtani keeps it going, because, one of the things about going two ways, because this happened a lot back then, where especially in the old school, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, you had the player that would pitch and then he would hit, pitch, hit, pitch, hit. Babe Ruth did, and so now it's like
sick name drop.
What was that?
That's a good name drop. Babe Ruth did it.
Yeah, Babe Ruth did
damn.
it.
The Bambino?
They don't want these players to do it because they don't want them to get hurt. They're going to be more accessible to injuries. So it's a give and take. We'll see. Hopefully it works. He's a superstar in the making. And I'm happy for the Angels. But at the same time, it's like, hopefully they can get Mike Trout back soon.
Yeah, and one final note on Ohtani. I think he's got a 2.10 ERA, which is as a pitcher, which is very good. The lower ERA you got, obviously, that means like you're a pretty badass pitcher. And the only other guy who's got that is like national star Max Scherzer. So that's a good guy to be compared to in terms of his pitching abilities. I guess the final topic I had with baseball, so we could kind of move things along, was about the new design of the current baseball. It was a big debate back in the beginning. Currently, as of today, there's already been a couple of no hitters. The season's on track for like the lowest aggregate batting average, like in baseball history. So scoring is down. Is this new ball, helping the game or making things worse? Just a quick take on that.
I think it depends. If you're a fan of baseball, that you've been seeing baseball for years and years and years, you're probably enjoying it, right? You see how the hitter has to outsmart the pitcher now. Has to think about it more. Has to find a way. If you're a new fan, that's recently started watching, maybe started watching last year during the pandemic, during the shortened season, and you saw all these home runs going out, and now you're not seeing that, you might be devastated, because that was one of the complaints last year. They changed the ball last year, and it benefited the players. I think there was a record in home runs hit, and that was only in 60 games that they played as a shortened season. There was a record of home runs, just home runs going out every single day, every single game. And now we're not seeing that. Like you said, there's already been, I think it's been 4 no-hitters. There's been 4 no-hitters. Joe Musgrove, John Means, and Wade Miley. Padres, Orioles, and Reds. I think there's one more. Can't remember. But anyways, if you're a fan of that, then you're going to enjoy it. But I think where baseball is now, where MLB is, I think it hurts it, because you're trying to bring in more fans. You're trying to appeal to the younger kids. And when they're sitting there just seeing strikeout, out, ground out, fly out, and there's nothing happening, that's not really going to be appealing. When you have NBA, today they're scoring 150 points. You have LeBron, you have Curry, you have Westbrook, you have Kawhi. I think that's a big disadvantage for baseball right now. So I think in total, it's hurting them right now in a collective, argument. So
cool. So pretty much, I was gonna lead into an open-ended question about how changes in equipment can help, affect player performance and outcomes of games. Like we were just discussing about the different design of a baseball, less home runs affects outcomes of the game. And other examples in other sports, I think maybe a World Cup or 2 in past years, players complained about like the design of the soccer ball. Like it gives like a weird spin or weird angle sometimes. I don't know. We'll go around the table. Like if anybody knows any other examples of equipment pretty much affecting performance. No pun intended.
Well, I know Danny has some insight on the soccer ball, but I know that it does change, and the players can feel it when they kick it, and they can see it, and they can feel it, and they're like, no, it's not gonna work out. I don't know, Danny, if he has more insight on that.
Yeah,
because I know he.
Yeah, so
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. And so apparently, guys, I actually, I had my mic off. That was my bad. Just wanted to say hi for real for everyone again that couldn't hear my lovely voice. So so yeah, to answer Superfan Art's question. So yeah, I remember, was it the Phantasm, I think, or the Phantom, something like that, where during the World Cup. In this case, the Nike Phantom. Yeah, I think it's a Phantom.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, it was they were trying to make a little bit better ball with a little bit more like more air, if you will, so it can catch more air. But it ended up being kind of like one of those, like, what do they call, like a wiffle ball?
Yeah, like the wiffle bat.
Well, yeah, where like you throw it,
Wiffle ball.
where you throw it, and it was like, whoa, dude, like it was very unpredictable. So the ball, I mean, not like that, not but rather very similar to that. So we're, you know,
Yeah, that had an effect on the game, had an effect on the players,
yeah.
and
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
and
Had a
and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, had an effect on the player, had an effect on the game, and the players like felt it. Like so I think it was during Germany actually. It was called like some like Phantom or something like that or whatever. The Phantom Ball, Phantasm, something like that. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like they were like, no, like the goalies were. I mean, you're seeing all these crazy goals, like curvatures, like they're literally playing around with like a beach ball.
and you see it more often in because certain things like football, the helmet has been one of the things that's evolved a lot over the years. Not especially with the concussion, CTE, and all that. They're trying to make the helmets even safer. They have technology in the helmets now. I know that in the NFL they have the radio receivers where they can hear the plays. So
Yeah.
it's evolved a lot. But something even simpler that you see in almost every sport: the shoes, the cleats, the soccer cleats, the basketball shoes. Yes, some of it is just done for show. Like, oh, look at these. I have these cleats. They're nice and flashy, and they're pink, and they're red, and whatever color. But then there's some that actually have, some new performance enhancing material, the airflow so that your feet, don't hurt, and the way it contours to your foot, the type of spikes, how flat it is, the material on the bottom, all that's come a long way, and that, believe it or not, affects how fast a player can run, a player can cut, can stick and move. And so, something as simple as cleats, footwear, that's something that you've seen that changes the game. And some similar to the baseball.
Awesome. I want to get Evan's perspective on something. I mean, as an amateur skateboardist, have you noticed any difference with like brand of wheels or types of like shoes, like that are preferable to skateboarding?
Oh man, shoes. I guess shoes have come a long way too. Remember those really big, fluffy skateboard shoes I always wear in high school?
Yeah.
Those are now replaced by like sleek Vans looking ones.
Awesome
they're
shoes
like
for fat
DC.
people.
They're like Edneys.
Oh really?
Oh man, now that I think about them, I kind of want them again because I've been doing just like 8 kick flips, and I've already like lost all my like a whole left shoelace is gone. So
and now the newer or whatever, maybe they changed the way it was, the angle of the lace or the way it hits or the material, so that it doesn't whatever come loose or get cut or whatever it is. So
yeah, I'm noticing that when I purchase my shoes these days. But yeah, sports always evolving, man. Especially
yeah, definitely.
Tony Hawk used to pennyboard back in the day. Yeah,
it's crazy because
Pioneer.
I'm gonna go on a quick little flashback. Do y'all remember when we were, oh shit, but I don't know, we were all in there. But in high school, we had engineering class with Mr. Pilton. I don't know if y'all were in the magnet. I know Danny was in the magnet. Yeah. Mr. Pilton, we had an engineering class and we had to come up with a new invention. My invention was shoulder pads for football players with insulated cooling packs already within them. So, whatever. And that was what I came up with. And lo and behold, that had already been made. Prototype had been used, had been made. And they would use them. And what they would do is they would give them to the linemen, and they would connect the hose. So they would go into the game, whatever, they come out when they're done with their offensive series, they would sit down on the bench, connect the hose, and filter in cold air or cold water liquid throughout the whole thing. So they would cool, they would connect and it would cool down. They would just sit there.
We have the technology.
It was more evolved than what I came up with, but something as simple as that to help with the heat.
That's like a whole pit crew.
Yeah, exactly.
like it.
They would just stick. They had a little nozzle.
In this Texas weather,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that'd be the shit.
So
Like, not even just for playing. I'll walk away like in normal. Like, I'll go to Applebee's and that shit. Like, you get out, it's gonna be like 110 degrees.
yeah,
I got a game later
especially
today.
here in Laredo.
Jack me.
I love how there was a big ass storm last night, and it's 100 degrees today. Awesome.
Yeah, man, that's a game changing item, man. I don't know why it didn't revolutionize the industry.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we had some fun talk, some crazy game changing inventions and equipment. I guess we'll change our tune to switch on to some basketball.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go for it. Let's go ahead and start our basketball. My bad, guys. I'm over here just kind of making you guys look very colorful and awesome. All right. All right, guys. So just kind of following up on our basketball. So we do have our NBA play-ins or playoffs or both. I don't know. I try to land the joke, Tosco. I suck. My bad, bro. My bad.
It's fine. I liked it.
All right, dude. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start talking play-ins. Obviously, right now the play-in, I think one finished already, right? Technically,
one game already finished.
One game already finished, and then the other one's going on. So it is the East for today. The West, of course, the better West is playing tomorrow, and so in this case, obviously, we're gonna. I want to just kind of talk a little bit more, or talk about about them both, and really just kind of because everyone's a little. It is the play-in. Everyone's a little confused how it's gonna go, but we'll go ahead and see if we can answer any questions or anything like that. If if anyone does have any, definitely also on our chat any questions. Just definitely let us know, comment, and we'll go from there. Now we are just watching in this case the play-ins, which for today it is the Wizards Celtics and Hornets Pacers. Hornets Pacers was earlier, so right now the Wizards Celtics are playing. So definitely look that up after today, find out what that is. And then tomorrow it is the Lakers Warriors, so that's gonna be a fun game. Obviously, it is not technically already a playoff game because it's a play-in, LOL. But it sure feels like a playoff game. It is gonna be a one-off. None of this whole, it's best of 7 type of stuff. No, let's go ahead and figure each other out. Boxing round type of thing. Nope. It's just one. Just one shot. Whoever has the hot hand. Really, honestly. Sometimes that's all it really takes. I mean, we saw that in the bubble. So, and then we have the Lakers Warriors, and then we do have the Spurs Grizzlies, which I'm repping Spurs all day. Technically the NBA playoffs start on Saturday, the May 22nd, which is this weekend. So obviously it is super awesome. We're all super excited about it. So in this case, we will go ahead and we'll start with Tosco. First of all, I know that we've been kind of over and over and over the format of the play-in. Some of us are kind of confused or still kind of confused. I'm still kind of barely getting it. What do you think, bro? Like, I know, like, for the East is the East, but the West, I don't know, just in general, your two cents before we kind of start.
As I guess as a selfish fan, I love it, right? Because it gives me something to watch. I guess as a NBA player, probably not the best idea. But I think if you're an organization that goes with the mentality of we need to win a championship, we are contending for a championship every year, this is awesome. But not every organization does that. And that's something that we need to see and we need to understand, because look at the 76ers, right? How many years did they tank? follow the process or trust the process, right? How many years did it take for dying 76ers fans until they were good again, right? They were horrible. And if you're a fan of that, of those kinds of teams, then and you like for your teams to like be bad so they can have a higher draft pick, then this probably is you're not a fan of this either. Like you said, today we had the East. We had the Celtics and the Wizards. That's the 7th and the 8th seed. They're playing each other. Whoever wins is in the playoffs. Whoever loses still has an opportunity to make the playoffs. The loser of that game gets to play the winner of the Pacers and Hornets. The Pacers and Hornets are the 9 and 10 seed. That game is just win and you're in. Well, win and you continue, not in, because then that winner needs to play the loser of that first game. So, and if you lose, you're out. So if I were a Hornets fan, for example, they're the 10th seed. They're going into this playing game. I know that they're not ready yet. I know we got maybe a superstar in the making with what is it, LaMelo or LiAngelo? One of the balls. Doesn't matter.
LaMelo.
He's a star, right? And you have Gordon Hayward, who's still pretty good. You got some other pieces. You got Rozier. You got Bridges. You got some players there in Charlotte. If I'm a fan, knowing that team's not ready, I'd rather not have them win. I'd rather just have them lose, have a higher chance of a higher draft pick, and then get somebody that can come in and help the franchise, like another ball, to come in and take us to that next level. If the Hornets were to win and then win again and they make the playoffs, now they go from being one of the top 16 or 14 teams that gets a lottery pick. Now you're over here on the bottom 10, 12. Like, it's a big, big change. So I think it's fun for fans that just want to see games. I don't think it's fun for the franchises, for the players, and the franchises that are in the middle. Because, I think a good question would be this, and I ask you guys, Danny and Arturo, if we were to say the Hornets, right, the 10th seed, were to win and make it to the playoffs, win again, make it to the playoffs, they're the 8th seed, and they go up against the 76ers, right, in the first round of the playoffs, and they win. Then the next series is against the Nets, and they win. And then they go against the Bucks, and they win. And then they go to the championship, and they beat the Clippers, and whoever, I don't really care, the Jazz, and they win. And they win the championship. Are we really going to look at the Hornets and say, oh, that's a great team? I mean, they're going to look great if they're going to beat all those teams, but if you really look at it on paper, is that really a great team? A team that can repeat?
It's the same thing like with Miami, in the bubble, I just think they got hot, I don't think they're like a championship team. If they would have beat the Lakers, that would have been crazy. Honestly, like that would have been a worse defeat than like LeBron ever had. Like even maybe close to the Mavs.
So that's a great example, because now let me ask follow-up question. The Heat, let's say the Heat would have won last year instead of losing, right? They would have beat the Lakers, and they're the champions. Coming into this year with a full season, would you have said, oh, the Heat are going to be a 6 seed? Or would you say, oh, the Heat's going to be at the top of the East Conference?
Yeah, yeah.
Some people are going to...
Yeah, I would keep them lowest, like a 6, yeah.
Would you say they're better than the 76ers? Would you say they're better than the Nets? No. Would you say they're better than the Bucks?
No.
They're saying Hornets. That's in the Twitch chat.
Then the Hornets?
Well, I'm talking about the Heat now this year.
Okay.
Let's say the Heat would
have won. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, but the Heat this year, are they better than the Hornets?
I I think they're a little bit better, but they're right there. They're close.
They're
But
right there.
Dude, the
Right
Hornets
there.
don't even have a superstar, and don't tell me Ball is one.
You're right. I agree. They don't have. He can be a superstar in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is he rookie year? He had a really good year. He got hurt. He broke his wrist or broke his hand. You're right. He's not there yet, but he looks like he can have the potential to become it. But my point being, going back to this, look at the Heat. Do they have a superstar?
Jimmy,
right? Some people say Bam Adebayo he's becoming a real good player.
yeah.
You know, and they have Oladipo, who now is hurt, but they have Oladipo.
They do have Oladipo. Yeah, but he's always hurt. But yeah.
But even then, they're barely above the Hornets. They're barely above the Pacers. I mean, that's the team that then you're so if assuming you're telling me that the Hornets, the Pacers, the Wizards would have beat LeBron last year in the championship or gone to the championship?
No, not even. Maybe.
So I guess the whole point of this is I just feel that it's fun for us just to see games. Sports fans, you're going to see it. It's something on. It's something you can go hang out with your buddies, go out to the bar and say, hey, let's watch the game. Cool. Badass. But if you're a real fan of the franchise and you're invested in the future.
Fuck it.
Yeah. If you're invested in the future and you're invested in your team and you want them to do good and da-da-da, this is not great. Because if your team gets hot, like Danny said, goes on a run, now your draft pick's going to be low. Yeah, you can say, oh, we did good. But, I mean, if you're not first, you're last. Go ask James Harden. Go ask Russell Westbrook. I mean, go ask Giannis.
They've been feeling that.
And I mean, it's kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, and it's, I don't know. I feel like just in general, we all watch the first round. Well, I mean, the sports fans like would watch all the games, right? You know, but you know, your casual sports fan, obviously you'd watch your team, you know, because you'd have more of a chance, you know, because it's the playoffs, you know, so it's the first round, so it's like a whole bunch of teams. So, oh yeah, let's do this, and then there's a game on Tuesday, you know, and everything. But kind of by the second round, that's when people just kind of fade away, like you know, because it's a playoffs. It's like, you know, that kind of that fire and everything, and not even then, bro, because it's still a 7-game series. Now, sometimes, like, you know, you do have your sweeps and stuff like that, which most of the time you do have your 8-1s, your 8-1s and 7-2s or whatever, right? That mostly gets swept or gentlemen swept and then just continue on. But mostly, like, after that, like, you know, once it starts getting to game 6, game 5, game 6, that's when, like, actual fans are actually there. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it may be. I think you got the right idea, but in reverse. I think I think that the people who are, you know, or maybe you said it right and I got it confused, but I think the people that are more casual are not going to watch the second round, but they'll watch game 6 and game 7 because everybody's going to be excited. Oh, game 7, let's go to Buffalo Wings and Rings or Buffalo Wild Rings. Let's go see the game.
Yeah, there we go. That's games, yes. Yeah, so
it's an elimination. Yeah. So and you're right, because now that brings up another thing. Is it too much? Is it fatigue?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because like for me, like Spurs fan, you know, we're used to the playoffs. A lot of teams are used to. Maybe they're not, but you know, just in general, I would just watch the playoffs just because it's the playoffs, right? But I would watch like every game. You know, like, you know, Atlanta, you know, Wizards, you know, and those, you know, not good games, like, you know, because it's just, I don't know, I just like watching. But some people just won't, and so you know, they're only gonna watch the LeBrons, all the big games and stuff like that. But I think, I don't know, I feel like it's you know, yeah, kind of like you were saying, adding, and now it's gonna be even more games. I feel like just this first year, it's gonna be a big thing. Because literally, dude, we're playing the same amount of games. We're just adding like what, like 2 or 3 more, I guess. But people are like, no, this and that or whatever. I just think it makes it more competitive, specifically for the West. But I think this year we're just kind of.
And I think you bring up a good point there, and I think it benefits teams in the West because that conference is super competitive. Like the Lakers are the 7th seed, and they're 42-30. They are 12 games above 500.
Yeah.
Okay. The in the East, the third place team is 46-26, and then the fourth place team has a worse record than the Lakers. So, I mean, that tells you everything. So.
And I kind of like this compromise instead of I don't know how, like a lot of people were proposing the whole straight up general table, where it's like just one. But I'm like, and I understand that one, but I feel like that's more power ranking type of stuff, type of like, not ranking, but like, cause it's different, dude.
But don't you think that's more fair?
I don't know. I think it might be fair. I think it might be fair, but I don't think. I think the market thing comes again, where like the big markets versus the small markets type of thing.
Well, maybe, but look, I'll tell you this, right? If we were to do the top 16 teams, right? Right now, looking at it, just by looking at the records, right? And I'm not going off of ties and tiebreakers and stuff like that because I don't know them, right? But just by looking at the records, the West would have 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 9.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah. Well, actually, looking at this, both conferences would have 9 teams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the East would have the bottom. They would have the bottom. What's that? 7 and 3. That's 10. So the East would have the bottom 6 seeds.
Wow.
So it would be like the West would go like 1 through 10.
It's very top heavy.
1 through 12, and then it would be East teams. And some East teams at the top, right? The top 3. But it would all be West, and then it would be East. So what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna have the Jazz go up against the
the Wizards or something.
Or the Pacers or the Wizards.
Yeah.
And then you would have the Suns go up against the Wizards. And you would have the 76ers, the East team, would go up against the Celtics. And then so, it's going to be a lot of these seeds that are the lower seeds. But right now it would be half and half. Maybe that's what they need to do. I like that better because I feel it gives more of an opportunity for all the teams that have winning records.
That is true.
It does suck when you have a winning record. For example, the Grizzlies, they were 38-34, and they're a 9 seed. If this were just no playing, they'd be out. And they had a good season. So it's like, 38-34 is not the best season, but it's a good season. And it would suck, But let me ask you this. You're a Spurs fan. You love them. Yes. You support them. You're going to watch every game.
All day.
Tomorrow, let's say the Spurs win. The Spurs beat them, whoever is in the next playing game, and they make it to the playoffs as an AC.
Yes.
And then they go and they keep on going. And let's say they make it to the second round.
They get like only a 3rd round pick in the draft.
Okay. So are you good? So let me tell you. So they make it to the second round of the playoffs and they lose, right? Would you be happy with the Spurs making it to the second round and saying, yeah, they made it to the second round, woo? knowing that your draft pick is going to be at the bottom, where you're probably going to need to get a guy that you're going to develop, a guy that's not going to be playing right away, a guy that's going to need time, to help your team. Because if you think about it, if you draft one of those guys that needs to develop, well, you're going in with the same team again, and maybe you don't get in next year.
Yeah.
And then what? That was a year wasted, no?
Well, I mean, I think, and that's actually pretty good. That's a good thing that you brought that up, because, if the Spurs do lose, they actually do get the 12th pick over the Hornets. So that's actually kind of crazy, because like a 12th pick it's not bad. I mean, it's not a good pick, but it's not a bad pick for the Spurs.
Well, they would be a 12. They would be ranked 12, but then that means they're in the lottery though. So now they have more chances of being and winning a higher lottery team.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Because remember, this is all about the lottery. Because
honestly,
the chances of a 12, 13, 14
it's not gonna land. Yeah.
Getting a number one in the lottery are really, really slim. But the fact that you're in there, hey, maybe you don't get the 1, but maybe you get a 7. Maybe you get 8.
Yeah.
Something to top 10 because you had 1 more ball in the lottery or 2 more balls in the lottery. I mean, you never know.
And I personally, I would personally want something like that. I think that we have a very good young squad. That's even I honestly think DeMar's gonna stay. I just think he's gonna get like a massive pay cut. I mean, no one's gonna take him, bro. Like he's just not. He's gonna be asking for too much, and his type of game just doesn't fit. I mean, not only does it not fit in in modern NBA really that much, but it just doesn't fit with just any team, and like except very few ones, and the Spurs happen to be one of them.
You're absolutely right. But when a team like the Jazz or the Suns come in and say, hey, we can't give you $100 million. You want $100 million, we're not going to give it to you. But we'll give you 50 if you come join our team, who is the second in the West, who has Devin Booker, a rising star, who you can consider, with Chris Paul as MVP candidates. You have DeAndre Ayton, you have this, you have that, take a pay cut, but you're coming to a winning team. Or, I don't know, maybe the Mavericks. Hey, take a pay cut, you come play with Luka. We need a guy who can drive because Luka's the only one that does anything. The other guys are all shooters. And then you have Porzingis standing there like an idiot. So, he can come in, dribble, do the little jumper. He can drive it in, take a pay cut, come play with us.
True that.
You never know.
Honestly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you're right. Nobody's going to pay him the money he wants, but maybe he can get a good amount of money on a better team that is competitive for an actual championship.
Yeah, true that. And it also depends on what he wants to do. Like, he is from LA, so maybe the Lakers, go back home. Type of he wasn't a mention of that. That would have been like I would really hate for that, because that'd be kind of the rich getting richer type of stuff.
Yeah, but that always happens. I'm surprised it didn't happen this year. I'm surprised that the Spurs didn't trade him or cut him.
I'm pretty sure they sent a deal to the Lakers. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, got nothing to lose.
Yeah, we'll take a LeBron and Danny Green, sure. I guess.
And add a few nuggets.
I guess Danny Green or whatever.
For what? Danny Green isn't even on that team.
I know. What are these 76ers?
He's on the 76ers. Yeah.
He's got the math for like 2 seconds and he got traded or something like that, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. But I honestly, to kind of answer your question, I would like for the Spurs. I know it's horrible, right? I would like for them to lose, so for them to win in the future. I mean, Duncan, dude, we just saw him get enshrined. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just you got to play the game. You know, you got to take a couple steps back so you can take more steps forward. But I think they are gonna win. I think they're gonna win against the Grizzlies.
Look, I can
But
tell you have something good to look forward to, right? You have something and I'm not talking about the Spurs team because I don't know if that's going to be good to look forward to. I'm talking about Tony Parker's Hall of Fame induction,
oh my
Manu
god,
Ginobili's Hall of Fame induction. So you have a couple of summers with some good things coming up for you, Danny. But the NBA championship's not going to be there or the playoffs for the Spurs. I'm sorry.
I honestly I still think they're gonna win against the Grizzlies. I think they're gonna win against either the Lakers nor the Warriors.
I don't know, man.
Okay. What do you think is gonna win? All right, let's just do like the play-in predictions straight up. Who's gonna win?
Well, the Grizzlies should have beat the Warriors a couple of days ago. So
Okay, so the Grizzlies
the
win.
Grizzlies also got Jaren Jackson Jr. back, who has been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Who was a beast the other day. So with John Morant and they have Valanciunas, I mean, I think I if you're asking me who's the better team is the Grizzlies. Who's gonna win? I think Pop can maybe pull something out, but I'm favoring the Grizzlies. I'm a Spurs fan, but I think the Grizzlies are gonna win.
All right. So what about the
I'm
Lakers?
just realistic.
All right. God damn it. About the Lakers, Warriors.
I don't think the way the Lakers have been playing they're like on a 6-game win streak. Now that LeBron
you're gonna say it.
and
Too hot.
and Anthony Davis are back.
He's gonna say it, bro.
Yeah, the Lakers are gonna win.
Lakers. You still? I thought you were gonna say they're gonna lose.
No, hell no. They've been dominating, and LeBron and Andre Drummond have got like a badass relationship now. They're doing the pick and roll awesome because nobody. Think about it. You have 3 guys that are 7 foot on the court. What are you gonna do? No team has that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they shoot
quadruple team stuff.
How's that? You just said shoot lights out. No.
Oh, if the Warriors are lights out, then they're gonna win. But I mean,
they only have one guy that
tall
can do
order.
that.
Whereas the Lakers, that's a tall order.
You can have Wiggins doing that, but I mean, Draymond Green still thinks he's hot shit, and he's nothing.
Well, yeah, he is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a good player. He's good. He's a starter in every team or whatever. But I want to see Draymond Green lead a team in scoring and then go do whatever he has to do to win a game. He has never done that. So
yeah, he's very Dennis Rodman like, and that's saying much already.
I think he has Dennis Rodman qualities, but he scores more than Rodman. But he doesn't have as many rebounds and assists as Rodman. So maybe assists, but rebounds for sure now and blocks now. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. So all right, how about you?
There's some good matchups this weekend. Hawks Knicks is going to be good.
I was going to say
Mavericks Blazers is going to be good. And then I mean, if the Lakers win, they're going to be the 7th seed. It's going to be Lakers Suns. That's going to be good. So I'm really interested in those series because on the East, the 76ers, Nets, and Bucks should run through whoever they're playing. So
I mean, the Knicks in the
Knicks
playoffs
Hawks is going to be the only good one.
I was going to say just because it's the Knicks or whatever. But honestly, the West is going to be fun to watch. Honestly, bro, like all the games. Honestly.
Every year the West is fun to watch. It's just that the East. The Knicks and the Hawks, and then the worst part is this. The best series is going to be the Knicks and the Hawks, and that's going to be the series that they put in like, oh, that's our first game at 1 PM. Like,
yeah, seriously.
I hate when they do that. Oh, there's a game at 3 o'clock. Like, nobody's going to watch that.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday at 3 o'clock. It's like, no. I hate it.
Crack open
the series that I want to see. Put the 76ers and whoever makes it.
I was like, what 3. Is it? Yeah,
the 76ers are gonna dominate. Nobody needs to see that.
Put 2 and 7, the
Nets and the Celtics or the Nets and the Wizards. Put them at 3. Nobody needs to see the Nets dominate. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Show me the good series.
I'll get some unsweetened sugar to enjoy this game with.
So real quick, I just wanna so for you super fan art, I just wanna do and also for the East, those go. Who do you think's coming out of that?
I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't think. I see the Bucks, and it just still doesn't. I just don't see it.
I'm saying for the play-in.
Oh, for the play-in. I thought you were talking about in total. I'm like, I don't know. That's a big.
I was like, that's a big
ask
question.
right now.
No. For the play-in.
For the play-in.
Yeah, because I did
I want to
West.
see the Wizards. I think the Wizards can pull it off.
Oh, okay.
The Wizards are playing right now, so the Wizards win, they're in. So then it's gonna be the Celtics versus the Pacers because the Pacers won. Sorry. Whatever.
No, yeah, whatever.
But,
Public knowledge now. Whatever.
The Pacers won, so it's gonna be the loser versus the Pacers. I mean, I think the Celtics are a team that has had its up and downs and don't deserve to be in the playoffs. But the Wizards have played pretty good lately. Russell Westbrook has looked like an MVP this last couple of weeks. Again, Bradley Beal has looked like the MVP of this team for the whole season. Looks good again. I know he was hurt. I don't think he's playing tonight, but I think he could be back for the playoffs. So I would like to see the Wizards. I hope the Wizards make it. I hope they win right now. So, that would be
me
awesome.
too, Tosco. Me too. Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too. So, yeah, I would like to see the Wizards. Just because remember at the beginning of the season, the Wizards were like, oh, my God, they're a horrible team. Bradley Beal scoring 60 points, 40 points, and they can't win the game. And not to be in this, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. No, and I don't know. I think it's going to be the East is going to – I think for some reason the play-in is going to be more interesting than the actual playoffs for the East.
Oh, probably.
I don't know. Like a lot of the later teams that kind of emerged, like from the show, like the Wizards and stuff like that. I mean, you have Bradley Beal, like, and I mean Westbrook, is kind of inefficient or whatever, but still, like, just going off this world, like, dude, like going 50 points. I mean, he's battling Curry over there on the West, like for the scoring title. Like, man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But what about you, Superfan Art? What do you think is gonna? Well, we'll start with the East, then the East play-in tournament.
Well, before I make my predictions, I got a request from one of our viewers out there. They're pretty much asking, we're a bar show. We do bar talk. What are we sipping on? Danny, what are you munching on? So, Evan, we'll start with you. What are you sipping on back there, guy?
Hey guys, ice cold Dos Equis today.
A nice 12-ounce Dos Equis. I like it. Straight up, no lime, no junk in it.
I did have some water. I had some whiskey, but I don't have any more. But I'm eating some pumpkin seeds, so bar food. Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Tosca? Any munchies or drinks going on there in the studio?
I am a father now who cannot be drinking during the week, so it is green tea for me, boys.
Oh, nice.
It better be decaf. Sleep soon.
If not, I won't sleep, buddy.
Nice. On my end, I was sipping some Budweiser, Spurs edition, of course. But I finished that up, and since one of my sisters visited town, there's a whole bunch of Trulies left over, and guess who's got to finish them? This guy.
Trulies.
I want to try. There's some new punch ones. I don't know. Might be interested in buying them, trying them out this weekend.
It's very refreshing. All right, cool.
Oh, yeah. And less fattening.
Of course, adulting once again. Okay, the East. I hope the Wizards can move on. I don't really see the Pacers moving on forward. I would like the Heat to be, a dark horse in there. I'm not too keen on who the matchups are, to be honest. I just, I want to see the Knicks, get a little bit further because, like, they had a drought for like X amount of years, and they're giving their like city some great hope. So like keep the success going on.
The Heat are paying the Bucks, just so you know.
I could see the Heat doing Bam Adebayo, like
They did it
you
last
saw.
year.
Yeah, I mean, he burst that bubble.
Yep.
In that piece of that bubble. So now, so I'll go with the Heat in that matchup. I don't know. You want me to move on to the West?
Yeah,
Do
go for
it.
it. Go for it. Go for it.
Awesome. Well, obviously, I got my Spurs. They're gonna beat John Morant and the Grizz. I agree with Tosco. The Lakers, it's too tall of an order for Steph to try to be the hero. I mean, hopefully it's a good game. It's not a snooze fest. So I'll go with the Lakers on that. That's an intriguing matchup with the Dallas versus the Blazers. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You got Luca versus Dame time. I like
Sure.
that. It's like I want to say Captain America versus Iron Man, but it's got some good feels to that matchup.
I mean, I feel that it's exactly that. I feel like it's the two best players against each other because their teams suck.
I
mean,
like
it
it.
happens every
The
year.
team
It's
suck.
either, if they're not good, then the whole team's gonna lose. So it's like, I mean, but yeah, I agree with you. It's gonna be Iron Man Civil War, Iron Man versus Captain America. It's gonna
That's
be
the
fun.
Rip City. See what you got, Dame time.
Yes, sir.
And was the rest of the matchups,
And then
I think the
now-
Suns got a good chance this year.
Now for the play-in, did you say the play-in?
Yeah, I said the Spurs and
And the
then the
Lakers.
Lakers.
Spurs
And-
7.
Yeah.
No, the Spurs
Why
8.
not?
I was like,
That's
wait. Maybe,
The
bro.
Lakers would be the higher seed.
Maybe. And then on the East.
Gotta believe.
After,
I said the Wizards, Pacers.
Yeah.
Wizards, Pacers. Damn.
Yeah, and Westbrook, he's putting up crazy stats. Like they need to do like what they did with one of them racing horses. They need to check his post game steroids and stuff because that guy's just like crazy.
Bob Baffert's his trainer, so
Yeah.
double check that urine.
You're banned from all New York courts, Westbrook.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. All right, so we're stupid, everyone.
All right, guys. I'm trying to put this.
But yeah.
I'm trying to put this
Tag.
this graphic in here.
So I guess I'll go next. I think it's gonna be the Lakers and the Grizzlies. I'm sorry, Danny. I'm sorry, Art, but I'm a realist, and the Grizzlies should make it. I'm not saying the Spurs can't win, but I think I feel bad in saying this, but I feel even if the Spurs beat the Grizzlies, they still have to beat the Warriors or the Lakers, which is not gonna happen. So it's either Lakers, Grizzlies, or Lakers, Warriors. But I hope the Grizzlies upset, and I want to see John in the playoffs. Get some experience there, and hopefully it continues on. So Lakers, Grizzlies, 7-8.
There it is.
Well, I don't like it, but your logic is sound.
It happens. So,
Dang.
but
All right, so I have, let's see, just so you can have the audience here. I was like, why is this different out of the
Oh.
no, yours is looks a little different, but it's because it's all right. Stop. All right. I got all right. Tosco for Tosco. I got the East. I got Wizards 7, Pacers 8. Correct.
yes,
And then in the West, Lakers 7 over Grizzlies 8.
yes.
And Mr. Fan R on the East, I got Wizards 7 over Pacers 8. The West, Lakers 7 over Spurs 8. Damn, who's first? Jazz? We can take the Jazz. Take Jazz. Got this. We'll win the whole thing, dude. Just to got
This is the super fan in us talking.
Just win the whole thing. Just gonna do 2014 team.
Yeah, so if the Spurs win, they make it as the 8th seed, then they have to go play the Jazz. Good luck, buddy.
I mean, the Jazz are just kind of, defensive stopper. I mean, they're number 1 team, right? But honestly, I don't know. I think that the West is
Yeah,
gonna be.
just a defensive team. Sure. That's why they're the number one seed.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I don't think the Spurs have anybody to stop Donovan Mitchell. So
Ah,
see how that goes.
yeah, no lie though.
Shit.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and continue on with our next part, which is actually our NFL scheduling.
Nice. And since we're reporting after 10 p.m., this is Mezzo Forte Sportz After Dark.
So
Damn, I
We're
wish I
gonna
had the
cuss a
light
lot more
switch and
now.
I just turn off the lights. That'd be awesome.
just like damn, hold on.
Nice.
There you
We're gonna cuss a lot more.
go. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and go right into our scheduling, our NFL scheduling, just like our kind of first takes. I know we did our week one last. I think we did last week. But just wanted to do just a notable games for scheduling. I'll go ahead and have Coach Tosco go off with that. Go for it, bro.
Well, the schedule came out, and I think there's a lot of good games. And it sucks in saying that it's mostly, the better teams, right? So you're going to see a lot of Chiefs. You're going to see a lot of Buccaneers, right? Because those are the ones that were in the Super Bowl. But, I mean, you look at week one, Browns Chiefs is going to be a great game. A rematch of the AFC divisional playoff where the Browns could have pulled the upset when Mahomes got hurt. And so, a rematch of that is going to be real fun. Going to see the Browns had probably one of the better off seasons. They added Jadeveon Clowney. They're getting their rookies from last year that did not play. Greedy Williams, Grant Delpit coming back and from injury. Didn't play the whole year, are back. They signed Josh Johnson, a Pro Bowl safety. They signed their draft class was amazing. It's gonna be fun to see if those upgrades can now take down the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, underestimate that dog pound they got over there in Cleveland.
Exactly. So we'll see how that goes, and that's gonna be a great week one game. Along with another game in week one, Raiders Ravens. We want to see where these teams match up because the Ravens were a team that was a wildcard team last year, if I'm correct, because I think the Titans won the division. Either way, they ended up playing. The Ravens were a wildcard team because the Browns won the division. That's what I wanted to say. And the Raiders were right there. They were one of the teams at the end that could have gone in. Tiebreakers, win-loss. They lost to the Dolphins week 15,
Chargers.
week 16. And then they lost to the Chargers. And so that was that Sunday night game or Monday night game.
Which week is this, Tosco? What are you talking about?
Week one.
Okay.
And so we can see where they stand against each other. You can see if the Raiders are really improving. The Ravens did get better, or are they about the same? But it's going to be a good one to see in the AFC. Then I want to move on to everybody says, the Buccaneers Patriots week 4, like, oh, Tom Brady's going back to New England. Who gives a crap? The Buccaneers are going to destroy the Patriots. The Patriots suck. So then who cares? I don't want to see that game. That's so useful. It's worthless to me.
So not week 4? No week 4? Not for you,
no week
Tosco?
4. No, because everybody's like, oh, Bucks Patriots, Tom Brady coming back home. No, Tom Brady just won a Super Bowl in his new home. That's his home now. He doesn't give a shit about New England and the Boston area. Who cares? He's going to win more championships over there because they brought back the whole team. So, yeah, no, that doesn't really matter to me.
Nice. Dang. Harsh love, Boston. Sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
Give me another game. Well, I have one. I have one
okay,
real
go.
quick. I know it's kind of random, but I just kind of like just to throw it. So week 16, I know, really kind of towards the end.
There's some good ones there.
Jaguars versus Jets. Oh my God.
Awesome.
Horrible team. But 1 versus 2. I don't know. That's going to be a pretty good game. What do you think of that one?
I think that's a rematch of the of last year. Was it last? Oh no, they didn't play last. Did they play last year?
No. The last game that was the number one and number 2 played was a Mariota, Jameis Winston. That was 2015.
After, but I'm talking about the year before because I think it was because the Jaguars lost or the Jets won. The Jets went to second and the Jaguars went first overall. Wasn't it something like that?
No. The Jaguars have never gone first. They went second, I think. Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. But because they played each other last year, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna see another one of that, and I think 1 versus 2 is gonna be a good matchup because I think by that point, Trevor Lawrence is gonna start the season as a starter, and I think by week 16 we should probably see Zach Wilson out there. I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna be the starter, but you never know. I think they signed somebody. Can't remember who. They have somebody as their backup. But I mean, I'm assuming Zach Wilson will end up being the starter or will be the starter from day one. We're going to see where they are. I mean, it's going to be a good chunk of season to where almost the whole season to where we can see, hey, after 16, 15 games, who had the better pick? Who should have been number 1, right? That's the argument everybody's going to make, right? But especially if Zach Wilson's having a better year than Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, I think that's a great game to watch. It's going to be interesting. I don't think either team is going to be in like the playoff hunt at that point. Could be wrong, right? But I think another game, week 16, is I had it right here. Where is it? Bills versus the Patriots.
Ooh.
And why do I think this game is going to be important? Because also, I'm assuming by week 16, we're going to see Big Mac Jones. All right. He's going to be on the field, I'm assuming by that point. And because Cam's going to suck and they're going to boo him out of there. And so Mac Jones should be on the field. And we're going to see how he does versus a quality opponent in the Bills and see the Mac Jones era maybe start or continue. Maybe he starts, a little bit earlier, a couple of weeks before, but I think that's going to be the first true test, going up against a defense like that. And, I think that's another intriguing matchup. I really enjoy those divisional matchups. And I say that with a heavy heart because it always happens with the Cowboys. At the end of the year, week 16, week 17, you have the divisional play games, and whoever wins makes it to the playoffs. Whoever loses is out. And it always had these last few years the Cowboys have been losing, and it's not great. But it's good to see. I think the Rams and Seahawks play week 15 or week 16. And then you get right after that, you get the Cardinals and the Rams and stuff like that. So those are the good ones to see. And right at the end of the year, to see, who can win the division, who's right there, who's gonna get that win to go forward. It happened last year with the Rams and Seahawks, where they played each other the last week. And I think it was the Seahawks that won the division. They beat them. They played each other in the playoffs, and the Rams beat the Seahawks in the playoffs the following week and sent them home. So, it's crazy to see stuff like that, but I think some of those games are going to be real fun.
How about you, Bernard? Talk to me. Any game?
Yeah, I was thumbing through a couple of them. Like I think I mentioned earlier, that week 1. I agree that the Browns, Kansas City in week 1. See what that dog pound has to offer. Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna get OBJ back, and if so, will he be like an offensive threat like he used to in his old days? But fast forward, I like a week 5 matchup. It's an AFC grudge match prime time with the Bills Chiefs. That looks pretty entertaining to me. Week 5. I don't know. Is it a rematch of like the AFC Championship?
Yeah,
AFC
yeah. I
Championship.
was gonna
Damn
say,
straight. See if Josh Allen can continue the success he was riding on towards the end of last season. Give Buffalo a lot of hope. I was rooting for him, but wasn't meant to be. We'll see if that changes this year.
yeah. I
And-
mean,
and-
I don't know. Like that's crazy. It's been what is it? They went to 4 straight, right?
What do you mean 4
Or
straight?
not?
What?
I'm sorry, not 4 straight, but they've gone to like 4 Super Bowls, like the Bills.
Oh, that was in the '90s. The Bills went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost them all.
Yeah, in a row. Was it in a row?
In a row, they lost
Damn.
2 to the Cowboys, 1 to the Giants, and 1 to the Redskins. All
God.
NFC East opponents.
I was gonna say.
Yes, sir.
Bills
Yeah,
Mafia.
I was like,
The
wow.
Bill Mafia over here.
All right, so yeah, so
Oh, and by the way, we did have a Jaguar super fan tell me that they last played 2 years ago, and the Jets ended up beating the Rams. That's who they beat last year, and which ended up giving them a better record than the Jaguars. So that's why the Jaguars got that number one pick. So thank you, Jaguars fan.
They didn't tank. No, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, no, there's a bunch of other games that are real good. You always have the division ones that you always, want to see. You always want to see those. But you do have, I mean, we didn't mention it, but you have the Packers Chiefs week 9. That's going to be awesome, especially, well, depending if Aaron Rodgers is still a Packer. We'll give you more updates later on as
I
that
was like,
happens.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
can trust
You're gonna
us.
have week 14, some other ones week 14, Bills Bucks. That's gonna be good. That could have been the Super Bowl if the Bills would have beat the Chiefs. You're gonna have week 12, Browns Ravens. At that point, could that be a division winning or leading game? Right? Whoever wins can be in first place in that division by week 12. Bills Chiefs week 5. I mean, there's gonna be so many good ones. Seahawks, Packers, and week 10, again, Packers, we throw them in there, assuming Aaron Rodgers. But if Aaron Rodgers is not with the Packers, then all those Packer games are going to suck because they're all going to lose.
We got Chiefs and
really?
Ravens week 2.
Week 2, Chiefs and Ravens, another good one right there. And one little sneaky one that I like, week 4. And I think to our Jaguars super fan, this is probably their 1 or 2 wins that they're going to get this year. Week 4 versus the Bengals. Joe Burrow's coming back, and hopefully, he's 100%, and he's going to go up against the number 1 pick against from 2020 against the number 1 pick in 2021. So, yeah, we're going to see that, and that's going to be a good one to see also. So, yeah, I'm telling you, and this doesn't even include all the division games that we love to see. So, it's going to be a good year. There's been some good games. There's some good games scheduled. But I think it's going to be good for NFL and for us, and those fans that are attending the games. So
I know, like finally,
Yes.
I know that's like a
It's
big
like a
thing.
sport for them.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, finally. I don't know, I feel like everything's kind of, coming full circle. I know, like I said, the NFL is like an ongoing, it feels like now, right? Ongoing, like I was saying, the whole year instead of, just say, oh, the season's already over. Oh, okay, now we're done. Like, no, now we have the draft. Now we have the OTAs. Now we got the, we're talking about the scheduling just got released, like stuff like that. So and now we have all this drama going on with like Rogers and
and throw
possibly-
Tim Tebow in the mix, and you got one hell of a season coming.
and Tim Tebow. I actually want to get like now that you mention it, I kind of want to get a quick like I guess response from Utah School, just about Tim Tebow. I know it's been more than anything, now that that the whole he's been out of football for a while. He's been he was offered a couple of choices to switch a couple times, but he never did, and now he finally did. So what do you kind of I don't know what are your thoughts about that?
I think we talked about this last week, but I think this week there's been backlash from players, saying, "Oh, Tim Tebow got signed, but Colin Kaepernick never did," and Tim Tebow getting signed by his old coach, and he's taking away a spot from another better player, a good player, a young player, and it's like, well, I mean, you can have all these criticisms, but again, it happens to everybody. Yeah, sure. You get drafted. For example, let's say Danny. Danny gets drafted by the Cowboys. Danny's on the Cowboys. He's a badass receiver, right? He's under, let's just say his coach is Mike McCarthy, right? So Danny's there. Danny's there for 4 years. They give him another contract for another 3. Mike McCarthy gets fired, though, right? Mark McCarthy goes to, let's say, the Vikings, right? And he's an offensive coordinator over there, right? Danny's still with the Cowboys. He signed that new 3-year deal, but after the first year, they say, you know what, Danny, you're a little too old. You're costing us a lot of money. We're going to cut you. You can go free agency, whatever. We'll see you later. Thanks for your service. Deuces. Danny leaves, right? And what is Danny going to do? Danny's going to say, okay, well, I've been a Cowboy all my life, right? What connections did I make, right? Because now let me preface this by saying, if Danny's an all-pro player, if Danny's a Pro Bowler, obviously Danny's going to get offers from everybody, right? But if Danny's just, a good, productive wide receiver, nobody who's, lights up the scoreboard every time, but Danny, yeah, he's an average starting wide receiver, might not get all these big offers. Danny might say, you know what? I think I need to go to somewhere that I know the offense. I know the system. Let me call my old coach, Mike McCarthy. And he calls Mike McCarthy. Oh, for sure, we need you. Come on in. Well, I'll hook you up. I'll get you a contract. Don't worry about it. So Danny, by his connections, just got a job with the Vikings because of who he knows, right? See, a lot of these players don't see that because they themselves, why did you sign over here? Well, because he was my old defensive coordinator, or he was my old college coach, or he was my old teammate. Those are all the same connections that you're using.
Networking.
It's all the networks that you created to get you a job. Same thing with Tim Tebow. Urban Meyer was his college coach. They won 2 national championships. You really are going to tell me that Urban Meyer's not going to have a soft spot for Tim Tebow?
Weren't they like broadcasters together, like in the same network?
Yeah. Well, no. I think Urban Meyer was with Fox and Tim Tebow was with ESPN, but they were both broadcasters at the same time.
Yeah.
So my point being is all these players that are, he's taking a spot, it's bullshit. He's using, it's just a publicity stunt. It's because it's his old coach. Yeah, all those same players do it too. They all are if they haven't done it, they're going to do it because they're all going to get old. They're all going to get cut. They're all going to get overpaid, and they're going to want to keep their career going. And what are you going to do? Well, let me call up my old coach. Let me call up my old teammate. And those connections that you made are going to get you a job. They don't see it, but, I mean, it is what it is. What if Urban Meyer sees Tim Tebow and says, that's better than whatever we got, because the Jaguars have had horrible tight ends for a decade now, for sure, right? Mercedes Lewis was, 2000 something, right? I mean, it's almost been a decade since they had a decent tight end. So, I mean, Tim Tebow might have come in, ran pretty good, caught pretty good, and said, shit, that's better than anything we have. Come on in. Because they didn't draft a tight end. So, I mean, who's to say that that's not what they were looking for? Yeah. I mean, these players, they all want to say something when it's not something that they like or something they're comfortable with. And it shouldn't be like that. It's not up to them who makes a decision. This is a business. And they're lucky to be in it. right? Because all these players are lucky because they're doing something they love, right? It's not really a job to them. It's a game, and they're getting paid millions of dollars. And then to go around and start making decisions and accusations. And I'm not trying to defend Tim Tebow because I honestly don't think he's a great player. But I'm just saying I'm defending the argument or defending the accusation against Tim Tebow because, I don't think it's something that they should be saying. Colin Kaepernick hasn't been active or doing anything for years. Tim Tebow was at least a minor league baseball player. Say what you want. He had to stay in shape. He had to stay a little bit active. I'm not saying Colin Kaepernick is out there being a bum, but he's not playing professional sports or even semi-professional sports. Colin Kaepernick could play in the AFL.
Exactly. Golf.
He could do something else. He could be doing a lot of other things, but he's not doing anything. He wants to stay hidden and low because of what I did, whatever. And that could be another topic for another day, but I'll just sign shoe deals. What the hell is that? Go out there and do something. And I'm talking about
be somebody.
Go and be somebody.
And I'm talking about being an athlete. I'm not talking about he might be doing good things, with organizations and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about being an athlete. You're an athlete. You're a quarterback. You're a football player. Go be a football player.
Yeah.
If you're done with that, then say you're done with it. And that's it. So Tim Tebow still wants to be an athlete. So, it is what it is. He's going to go to wherever he has connections. He gave him a contract. He's going to take a spot. We'll see how it goes. So it is what it is.
What do you think, Superfan? All right.
I'm just liking some of the responses from our Jaguar superfan out there. Pretty much his consensus. He's agreeing with you, Tosco. Maybe he won't take the top tight end spot, but he'll certainly be like a reliable backup. Help share like the workload. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, the overall general feel is it's pretty much networking, who and it's marketing. Yeah, it's going to get a lot of people excited. Like it's a brand name. It's Tebow. Tebow's coming back. I got to go to that game.
In Florida. Yeah, exactly. It's going to sell tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sell more tickets. It's good, and by business and the networking standpoint, it makes some logical sense there.
Yeah, and like our super fan is saying, he might not even play, at the tight end position. There might be besides the point of what Urban Meyer is going to do there, which I'm not really a fan of, but that's an argument for another day. He might play another different position. He might play a halfback, a fullback, a wingback. We don't know what kind of offense Urban Meyer is going to want to come out. We're assuming he's going to do what he did in college, but, he can move him around. Tim Tebow was an athlete. When he came out the first time, everybody told him, don't be a quarterback. Go be a fullback, be a tight end, be a running back, be a receiver, be a linebacker, because he could do all those things. He was that good of an athlete. Yeah. Maybe now he stayed in shape. He's still doing what he's doing. Maybe he's going to play one of those other positions.
Wants to get hit.
Yeah, and if it's not, that's okay. Arturo just said it. He's a name. He's going to bring in money. He's going to bring in tickets. He's going to bring in fans.
He's well known in Florida already because he was a Gator.
Which is better for the organization. Yeah. It's better for the organization since they've been in the dump for the last 4 years. So, it is what it is. Bring in names, bring in tickets. And Tim Tebow's a name, especially in Florida.
So, I think as well. I think he'll make the team now. Initially, I didn't think he was gonna make the team. I think he will. I just won't. Like you said, it's his. It's who you know. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You could easily translate it just to everyday things. Where even at work or wherever, we're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the hardest worker and I'm gonna get, far with that. And most of the time it's true, but sometimes unfortunately it's who you know.
Yeah, you're the hardest worker. You're busting your ass off for years, and all of a sudden, this guy's son graduated, and they give him a position higher than yours, and he just graduated from college.
Just turned 18.
He can't even wipe his butt, and he's already, ahead of you. And it's like, what the hell, man? I've been here for years, busting my ass. Yeah. This kid graduates, and they give him the job. It's
yeah. So it's like, exactly. It's like one of those things. So. I don't know. I
It
think
happens everywhere.
I think
Yeah.
I think he should just be like an ambassador, just like kinda like Drake type of style, like where like
I
he's just
think
like a
I
brand
think that's gonna
ambassador.
happen. I think that might happen after the experiment, after him being on
Uh,
the field. Once they see, you know what? Oh, he's not really that good. Oh well, he's also gonna be an ambassador for the team. He's gonna be in the front office, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're gonna try it out and see what happens.
but no, but I think he's gonna. I hope he does good. Honestly, I'm very excited for the Jaguars. Just this time, this year around. I don't know, dude. It should be pretty good. It should be very good.
That schedule, that middle of the schedule is not very favorable to them, but
I mean,
I mean,
and that should be good. Where like because as much as you know Trevor Lawrence has been now has as much as has been kind of hyped up. Hopefully, with maybe a little bit tougher of a schedule, he can start maybe showing what he can actually do, and just showing how if he can actually be. I mean, obviously he's a franchise quarterback, right?
Them
But
true colors.
but really, what he can actually bring to the game. I mean,
exactly. Because you say he's a franchise quarterback, franchise because they drafted him with the number one pick, and he's the franchise's only hope. But that doesn't mean he's going to turn out good. So
yeah, he still
like
needs
you
to play a
said, we need to
part.
see what he brings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so now real quick, I know that we have one of our super fan questions for the day. Was with free agency and draft over with, now with the full schedule around, who's like a underdog team to win the Super Bowl, not counting the Bucks, Chiefs, or Bills.
ooh,
I'll
that's a
start.
good question.
I'll start with super fan art.
Okay, just the teams that were excluded were the Chiefs, the Bucks,
And
the Bills,
and the
And
Bills.
Bills.
That's it. Just three.
oh, just those three.
Yeah.
Who's like a dark horse? Ooh, that's a good one.
Dark horse underdog.
I'm not gonna say the Jags, because we don't know what the
I
hell that
think our
QB is gonna
super
do.
fan would be the only one that would say that, and he knows he's lying to himself.
And our trash talking friend Adrian will go with the Cardinals. No, no logic in that, but he's a super fan of those guys.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Well, dang, it's real open field out there.
I'll come back.
I'll give some love to Seattle. I mean,
oh, okay.
I think that they got was it Russell? Oh, Russell. Damn it! I hate when we have Westbrooks on the show. I get them confused.
Wilson.
They are Russell.
Russell
He
Wilson.
Is, he is a Russell. Yes.
I think, yeah, he's got something to prove. Now that there was like some trade rumors back in the day. Now he obviously he's the guy now. Unless something crazy happens and they get Aaron Rodgers, fingers crossed. I think they'll try to return to dominance. I don't know how well they did in the draft, but I mean, you can always never sleep on Seattle over there in their own conference. I'll go
They
with
got a loud house.
Seattle as the dark horse. Excuse me.
All right. Go for it, Tosco.
Well, I really have two teams and maybe a third, but that has a lot of things need to go right for that third team. I think the one keeping it in that same division, the Rams. The Rams now with Matt Stafford, basically the same team they had last year. Yes, they lost a couple of pieces, but I think that that team can, assuming Matt Stafford is playing how he played, all his career, putting up those big numbers. Now he has multiple weapons. I think Matt Stafford could be the difference from golf to from a golf team to this team, and I think the Rams are one of those dark horses that could come from that division, beat the Seahawks out, and make a run to the Super Bowl. Especially with that defense. With a defense like that, you can never cut them out because that defense can shut people down, and all you really need is a touchdown or two, and that's it. That's my one. That's my top choice. My second choice, again, might sound a little bit out there, but I'm going to go with the Colts. If Carson Wentz, it's all on that guy. Not a big fan of Carson Wentz, but apparently he's getting reunited with his old offensive coordinator and his quarterbacks coach and da-da-da-da-da. He is going to one of the best offensive lines in the game. He's going to one of the best defenses in the game. He's going to a great up-and-coming running back. He's going to have that. The weapons at receiver are a little bit but, you still have T.Y. Hilton. I think they signed – they got somebody, no? I think they got a big receiver. I can't remember who it is, but they're putting weapons around him. So if Carson Wentz plays like the MVP Carson Wentz in 2017 or 2018 for the Eagles, then the Colts are definitely going to be a Super Bowl contender because the Texans suck. The Jaguars, they're going to be good later, super fan, but they suck right now. And the Titans got worse. The Titans lost players.
Yes.
The Titans lost all of their secondary. That they got worse. Their offense is still there. We'll see how it goes. So I think the Colts can be that second team. And a third team that's super far out there, needs to make some moves, needs to sign some players, the Miami Dolphins. We need to see Tua. If Tua performs, like he did in college, anything can happen with that team. They have the players. They need a running back, right? That's why I'm saying this one's a little bit out there. You need Tua to do good. They need a consistent running game. The offensive line's not bad. That defense was real good, but they lost their rushers. They all lost them in free agency. They cut Kyle Van Noy. So they drafted a few. So we see how they'll do. Maybe sign one or two free agents. That defense is still going to be real good, especially in the secondary. And then we can see, what Tua does, what they do in that offense. Maybe another receiver to go with Devontae Parker. No, they got Jalen Waddle. So we'll see how he goes and into that offense. But that's a third, our out there choice. So, but I think Rams and Colts, depending on Carson Wentz, are the ones that are out there for that Super Bowl run.
Nice. So definitely, whenever any chat, all of our streaming mediums, if you will, whether it be Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, go ahead and just put any questions and see if we can catch your question and definitely answer it in our super fan chat question section.
Yeah.
It's mostly towards the very end, so obviously a super fan art is are in charge of that.
We thank you viewers out there.
Yeah.
Drop us a like, subscribe, share our videos. We're more than welcome to accommodate any questions. Y'all might have for any one of us. Doesn't matter what sport it is. I'm pretty sure Tosco knows everything, and the rest of us could pretty much ask him if we don't know.
Or ask Alexa. Play Mezzo Forte Sportz.
Yeah, just ask Alexa. Alexa was in Mezzo Forte Sportz. Follow.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
For real.
All right, guys. So just before we do end wrapping it up for tonight, I just want to do the superfan question of the week. So we're gonna put it on Instagram now. We are gonna actually put it up on Instagram and all that good stuff. We're gonna a little bit be more active. And the question is, we can't answer it right now. We'll answer it just next time. Do you have any weird superstition or just kind of pre-game things that you do before
rituals,
superstitions that you do before you watch your favorite team? So so go ahead and just post that up. Anything that's kind of weird or maybe you don't I don't know where
we would not judge.
I don't know. Give me one Tosco.
I mean, I guess as I don't know about watching my team because my team is pretty bipolar. But I think maybe as a coach, even it's crazy because even in as a coach for middle school games or Pop Warner games or high school games or whatever you want to say, you develop some kind of ritual because you did something one week and you won, and then you did it again the next week and you won, and you're like, oh, it's the ritual. I have to do it again. And it could be something like, having the same thing for breakfast, wearing the same clothes, wearing the same hat, not washing the jersey, not washing the hat, wearing the same shoes, taking the same routine over and over. I think it's something like that. I know I've done, having the same meal before a game, especially if I'm winning. Even if I don't feel like eating that, I'm going to go buy it because I've been winning, eating that, so I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
Yep, so.
Yeah, I know we're all I know I was telling them whenever I watch Mexico play the world national team, dude, I can't.
Mexico.
Dude, I can't eat unless they score.
Oh yeah,
They have to score first.
Yeah,
you go on a hunger strike.
Yeah, I know.
No wonder you're so skinny. Jesus Christ.
Bro. Nah, dude, it's weird. Like, I'll drink all day, but I just can't eat until they score once. It's just, I don't know. All right, guys. So, all right, gang. So, following up with that, that's gonna be our question of the week. I'll go ahead and just post it up a little bit later. What's your favorite sports ritual or superstition?
And or superstition.
Just go ahead and just post that on our Instagram and Facebook and everything. So we are gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up for today. I'll go ahead and have Crack AV start with that. All right, so that's it for this week's episode. Hope y'all can chill with us next time as well. Go ahead and follow us, guys. It's gonna be on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram now, and YouTube. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow us. Definitely love us as much as we love you, our super fans. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Studio 13th Day, provided by provides all the music and the graphics for us. This is a Superfan Art, Tosco, Crack AV, and this is Danny BMB signing off, saying later. See ya on Thursday. Go for it, Art.
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is Charlotte Hornets playoff hopes get canned and Bob Baffert's horses get banned. Remember, sports are great, but mean nothing without y'all, the fans. This is episode number 30. Until next time, folks, be cool.
30.
Keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz.
Tosco, I love it, Tosco. We need a Heisman Trophy, like Tosco, but like he's just like that, dude. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go tomorrow and get a guy like that.
Mezzo Forte Sportz after door.